Good day, good day, good day, everybody. Welcome, everyone. Good day, Gladys. Good day, everyone who is joining in. It's wonderful to see you all. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I surely did. It was a good weekend. I had to sit down and think about what happened this weekend. You ever have that happen to you? Whole weekend goes by and you can't recall what happened. Right, Tim? Yes. So good day, everybody. And welcome to SIP with Rev Melissa. I am Rev Melissa, and SIP is an acronym for Spirit in Practice, where we get to practice, Pamela. Isn't it good to practice? Because the perfection is in the practice. The perfection is in the practice, Margareta. So we are in Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. And so typically what happens on Mondays, I start a new series. So I was in contemplation this morning, Diana. I was like, what shall the new series be? And I'm still in the flow of last week's SIP, the Unwant series. So I think what it is evolving into is what is the theme for us, meaning CSL. And I'm playing around with it. As you can see, it still hasn't really cemented for me yet, but I'm playing around with it and we'll just see what comes through. You'll know how I do. We'll see what comes through, what downloads come through, and we'll go from there. So for right now, the series is The Journey of Becoming, which is the theme for December for Centers for Spiritual Living. And I really resonate with this theme, the journey of becoming, for many reasons. And I want to unpack it a little bit with unwant again, just for a little bit. Because if you recall, last week we talked about how powerful it is to unwant, right? And unwant, the definition that I gave it, because it's not a word, it's a word I made up. And I wonder, sidebar, I wonder, can you submit words? Like, can you submit words to the dictionary and Google to become a word? Right? Because there is want and there's unwanted, but there's no unwant. Somebody figure that out for me. Let me know. Because I think this should be a legitimate word. So unwant, the definition: release your state of consciousness from the frequency of wanting. And what is want? The origins of the word want is to lack. That is the origins. That is the vibration. That is the energy of want, to lack. Did y'all know that? To lack. We don't think about when we want something that what we're really activating is the vibration of lack. And so I spoke about this yesterday in my sermon, and the sermon was called "Surrender is Action," and I spoke somewhat about unwant and the vibration, the frequency that we experience by wanting, by believing that we are lacking something, right? And so I'm going to give you a sip of my sermon yesterday. And if you wanted the full blown sermon, you can go and check that out on Rockland CSL's Facebook page. I'm just going to give you a sliver. And the sliver that I want to give you is the story, right? So if you were with me yesterday in service, you are familiar with this story that I shared from the Book of Awakenings by Mark Nepo. And it's called Let Go of the Rice. Let Go of the Rice. Oh, you know who's right here? Right here is Davy. Davy is right here. Davy is right here. All right. All right. Here we go. This is Davy, y'all. There's Davy. Say hi to the people. He wants some love right now. He's usually asleep. I don't know why he's awake, but he wants some love. All right. I let go of Davy so we can let go of the rice. So, this is an ancient story from China, and it stems from the way traps were set for monkeys. A coconut was hollowed out through an opening that was cut to the size of the monkey's open hand. Rice was then placed in the carved out fruit, which was left in the path of the monkeys. Sooner or later, a hungry monkey would smell the rice and reach its hand in, right? Reach its hand into the carved out coconut. But once fisted, once fisting the rice, its hand could no longer fit back out through the opening. The monkeys that were caught were those who would not let go of the rice. The monkeys that were caught were those who would not let go of the rice, right? So that means that there were some monkeys that did let go and they weren't caught, right? But those that would not let go of the rice got caught. As long as the monkey maintained its grip on the rice, it was a prisoner of its own making. The trap worked because the monkey's hunger was the master of its reach. The lesson for us is profound. We need to always ask ourselves, what is our rice? What is keeping us from opening our grip and letting go? What is your rice? I've been taking that question into contemplation for myself. What is my rice, right? If I'm on the journey, and we all are on the journey of becoming more and more and more of who we are, what is my rice? What is it that I am unwilling to let go of? So I'm working with this question for myself, and I invite you to be with that question for yourself. If you are feeling stuck, stagnant, if you're feeling like you are experiencing the same things, the same conditions over and over and over again, what are you holding on to? Because we cannot move forward the way that we are designed to move forward if we won't let go, if we won't open up, if we want to hold on to that rice. So, what is your rice? What is your rice? And we know that letting go is an aspect of surrendering, right? And we may not think about surrender in this sense, but surrender is an activity. It is an action. It is something that you get to do. It is not something that happens to you, right? It is something that you get to do, to surrender, to let go. What are you letting go to? You're letting go to that which is seeking to come through us, to come through you. That's what you're letting go to. I call it God. You may call it something else, right? And we often say, let go and let God. When you open up, that is what you are surrendering to, right? So do you want to hold on to that rice, whatever that might be, whatever that wanting is? Those monkeys wanted the rice because they believed that this was the only rice there was. And if they let go, they weren't going to have any other rice, right? And so whatever our wanting is, there is a limiting belief that that is all that it that is all that is, right? That is all that is. And if we don't have this thing, then there's nothing else, right? That is lack and limitation. That is wanting. Wanting means to lack. Every time I hear myself say that word now, want, I kind of like stop in my mind and say, okay, what am I really saying here? Right? What am I really saying here? And then I check in and I say, okay, I'm not in the vibration of lack. I'm very clear. I get myself clear, right? Because the journey of belonging, that's a good one too. I'm gonna have to write that one down. The journey of becoming is a journey that allows you to accept exactly who you are. And yesterday I talked about who we are. And in essence, we are an individualized expression of the divine. That is who we are. And so, like I said last week, do you want, do you, are you having the experience of wanting, or are you having the experience of who you are? And we have all declared and affirmed who we are for all of 2021. And we're quickly approaching 2022. Are you having the experience of the quality that you are affirming for yourself every day as an aspect of your journey of becoming? Or are you holding on to rice? Are you holding on to rice? Just check in with yourself. Just check in with yourself. Because in order to become the journey, in the journey of becoming, you have to let go. You have to let go of anything that is representing lack and limitation in your life. That which has once served you may be complete. Declare it complete so you can move forward. And that could represent itself in many forms, relationships, all types of relationships that we may have with people, places, and things that we may need to release and let go of so that we can continue to unfold in our becoming. So that's where we're going this week. The journey of becoming the journey of belonging. It's somewhere in there, y'all. It's somewhere in there. It's getting clear. It's getting clear. All right. But what you need to know today, the question that I'm inviting you to take into contemplation is, what is your rice? Are you willing to let go of the rice? Are you willing? All right. All right. So I am Rev Melissa. I am an ordained interfaith minister. I am a licensed religious science practitioner. I am a purpose coach, and I am the spiritual director, senior minister at Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living. And this is my ministry of joy. This is the joy of my life, y'all. When I have on my 2021 experience, joy list is the number one thing. I work with joy. I work as joy. I let go of that rice so that I can experience joy. So, if you need support, I am here to support you. If you would like to have a one-on-one coaching session, please DM me and we can set up some time to do so. All right, so we're living life in joy, connected to our yes. Yes, we are. And we're going to get into some joy news. Let's get into some joy news. All right. So, speaking of the weekend, So I'm going to start with Friday, right? So I got a couple of text messages and DMs asking me about Friday's 10:30 sip. Red Melissa, what happened to sip? Are you okay? I responded back, sip, when we do the meditation with the moon, there is no 10:30 sip. So we had 11 p.m. meditation with the moon, and it was wonderful. Yes, we had a wonderful time with the new moon. And I just want to give a shout out to Tim, Cheryl, Sekou, Gladys, Jean, and Jody for being with me live with our meditation with the moon on Friday. We were releasing wanting. We did a whole spiritual practice around releasing wanting. So if you missed it, you could watch the replay, but it's not the same, y'all. It's not the same. So please join me live for the next meditation with the moon, which is on Friday, December 17th at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. December 17th, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. I see you, Tim. You're saying you had a trouble with the Zoom link on Friday. I don't know. Because some folks were able to get in. I don't know why that happens. When that happens to me, like if I have a hard time getting into something, I just reboot and try it again. And that usually clears up whatever it is. So we did have our after party. We had a wonderful time. So join me December 17th, 11 p.m. for the next meditation with the moon. And that's our last meditation with the moon for 2021, y'all. Can you believe it? Yes, that's our last one for 2021. So I hope you'll all show out and come. Then on Sunday, we had Living Life in Joy, and my guest was Brooke McCauley, who is the owner and founder of Point of Light, and she creates beautiful inspirational greeting cards. So if you missed Sunday's Living Life in Joy show, please check it out. This Sunday, guest host is Sekou Wrights. And so y'all know how Sekou rolls. He likes to keep it under top secret who the guest is, but y'all know it's going to be somebody good. So please join Sekou on Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time for Living Life in Joy. And then after, we have Sip at Red Melissa. We have Sip at Rockland CSL, our Sunday in Praise. And yesterday we had a good time talking about surrender is action, letting go of the rights, letting go of wanting, and experiencing all that who we are, all of who we are. So if you missed yesterday's sermon, please check it out. You can go to Rockland CSL's Facebook page and see the whole service, or fast forward to the sermon, whatever you want to do. This Sunday, I also have a guest speaker, and her name is Chris Ferrero. She is a practitioner at Centers for Spiritual Living. At Rockland Centers for Spiritual Living. She was also on Living Life in Joy. She was talking about a new book that she released called Manifest. So please check that out. Chris Ferrero speaking this Sunday at Rockland CSL. And the topic is the joy of becoming. So you know, I was like, oh, I want that one. The joy of becoming. So she'll be speaking about that. All right, what else? So let me give an update on the Thanks for Giving campaign. So you all know that Giving Tuesday was November 30th, and I launched Rockland CSL's Thanks for Giving fundraising campaign, my very first fundraising campaign that I ever did in my whole life. Besides, well, I wasn't a Girl Scout, so I didn't do Girl Scout cookies. I was a brownie, anyway. So let me come back. So the goal for Giving Tuesday, our one-day goal, was to raise $2,500 on Giving Tuesday. And I shared on Thursday that we are in the overflow. We have raised $3,543 as of Thursday. As of today, we are currently at $3,608. So we met our goal to raise $2,500 on Giving Tuesday. Thank you all so much who contributed and made your donations on Giving Tuesday, because it makes us eligible for matching funds from Facebook, i.e. Meta, right? So it makes us eligible for some matching funds. And the overall goal for the Thanks for Giving campaign is $5,000 by December 31st. So we are already halfway there, more than halfway there at 3,608. If you do not want to give through Facebook, you do not have to. You can go to our website, click donate, give, and just put in the comments that is for the Thanks for Giving campaign. And I will also have that information on my page and on Rockland CSL's page. So thank you all again for your generosity. And it just felt really good. It was awesome. It is great. Yes, it's all of that, Karen and Tim. Thank you all so much. All right. So speaking of campaigns, it was a big campaign happening this weekend. If y'all don't know about it, Sekou. Oh, I gotta let him tell y'all. Let him tell y'all about Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. So I did a recap on my show earlier today. So if you missed that, go check it out. I did a recap of the charity run and of the 4th annual Hoodies for the Homeless event. So those two things coincided. My last official day of the charity run was Saturday. And Saturday was also the 4th annual Hoodies for the Homeless event here in Nashville, Tennessee, serving the unhoused community. And yeah, it was great. It was an epic event. There's so many stories to tell. It's impossible to tell them all, but it was a really dense event. Spirits were high. Lots of people were served. They had laundry on site for people to wash their clothes. They had showers on site. They had haircuts. They had food, clothing. Ran out of food, ordered pizza directly to the area. Obviously, I had Hero hoodies and shirts and socks and masks, even Hero hats. There was so many servers there, so many organizations and groups of folks that were there to serve. And the unhoused community came out in force despite the weather. And it was great. It was great. It was a very fulfilling moment. And it was fulfilling for me to have completed my charity run that morning, so that I know that I'll be able to give to several of those organizations also.
So what were the final numbers, Sekou, of your campaign?
Oh, yeah, the final numbers, right. So I think the easiest way to do this is by category. So the original goal for days was 30. End goal was 187 consecutive days. The original goal for miles was 500. End goal was 522.6. And the goal for money was 5,000. And the end is $5,015 grand total from 2 different stages of funding. So yeah, so now I'm just waiting for the Pledge It platform to finish calculating, disperse the funds, so I can disperse the funds to what is now the Fabulous 5 nonprofits, these 5 nonprofits in 3 cities that are serving the unhoused community, several of which were there on Saturday. And yeah, and now we're figuring out the next thing. I'm still running, by the way. I haven't run today, but I'm still running. So I don't know what the next thing is, but it's been quite a journey full of all kinds of lessons. If you haven't seen my run reports, easiest thing to do is go over to TikTok and look at all of them together, because that's basically the only thing I posted on TikTok. So you can watch all the run reports back to back to back, and you'll find some very interesting lessons in there.
Oh, that is so dope. That is so dope. And it's such a demonstration of letting go. Of letting go. Yeah. Because remember, this started in June, right? If y'all don't know this started in June for Sekou's birthday. It was just supposed to be 30 days, right?
Yep.
And he met that goal. Yes. Yes, there you go. He met that goal. And then it evolved into the next thing. Now, it just kept, because you kept letting go. So that the next thing, the next becoming of it could unfold.
I'm glad you said that, because I was really going to ask for an example of the rice like in 3 seconds. I was about to be like, so about this rice, we need an example. And so there's one. There's one.
Yes.
There's one. Like letting go of my ideas about what it was going to be and being open to what was evolving, because being open and allowing the pivot and the next
Yes.
pivot and the next pivot to become what it has become now.
Yes. Letting go of Sekou's idea, because our ideas are the rice. Our limiting ideas is the rice. That is the rice. So we could let go, because our ideas are made up of what? The past, what we already experienced, what we see, right? But if we could let go of that and catch God's idea, which is what you did, right? In the evolution, God's ideas are evolutionary. It will move you forward. It will have you running 186 days when your original intention was just to run 30 days, right? So
Yeah.
the biggest rice that we need to let go of is our own limiting thinking and catch God's idea.
Yeah.
Catch God's idea. And that is quite the journey. Quite the journey. Ah,
That's so funny because I was seriously sitting here about to ask you, what's the rice though? Let's get an example of the rice. That's so funny. Yeah, okay. I think that's a very clear example for me, and I hope for everyone else that's watching. Yeah, I just God's idea was way bigger than my idea. And as I
yes.
think about it right now, because you said it was 30 days, but 30 miles. The original mile goal was 30 and ended up being 522. Like, yeah,
Come
that's a
on.
much bigger idea.
Yes. And look at the becoming of it. Look at the, oh my God, Sekou. Look at the becoming of it. I really hope you are celebrating what you have said yes to in doing this charity run. It's huge.
I appreciate the reframe. I appreciate the reframe of what you said, and some folks, some things some other folks have said. Because sometimes you just get caught like you start doing something daily and it just becomes just what you do, right? And so many times I just been like, this is just what I'm doing. This is just me now, and sometimes I forget the overall significance of it. And so I appreciate that this reframing as rice and acceptance and catching God's idea. And now let's catch
Yes.
God's next idea, because people keep asking me what's next. Well, let's catch God's idea for what's next.
That's right.
Let's
That's
skip over the
right.
rice this time.
That's right. That's right. All right. All right, y'all. Thank you so much, Sekou. I'm excited to see what God has in store for you next. And so I'm excited to know what God has in store with everyone in the congregation of joy. So if you want to share what's up for you, you can send me a DM. I would love to know. I would love to know. All right, everybody. So join me tomorrow for more Sip with Rev Melissa, 10:30 a.m. You can catch Sekou, the Be Your Own Hero show at 9:45 Eastern Time. Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.